tried several times now to make a video on how to meditate, and I have struggled to do it. It's such a big topic and it seems so complicated that I don't really know where to begin. I do want to bring the point across, though, that meditation is something that you can do and that it's important to do it because it connects you to God, to the cosmic consciousness, to the creator source, whatever you want to call it, and it gives you that sense of rest and that peace and that nurturing that we all need. So I'm going to try and plow through and just give you the information that I have because I think it's so important and it's changed my life. So just to give you a personal background into how I started to do it, 5 years ago I wanted to build my relationship with the universe. So I was told meditation is good for that. I looked into the different types of techniques and I found it very difficult to get started. The same way I'm finding it difficult to get started with this video. I tried mindfulness meditation, which is when you sit and you just become aware of your surroundings. I found that impossible or very difficult because I would constantly be distracted by things like I have to plug in my iPhone, I have to go shopping, I have to get my car MOT'd, and these thoughts would constantly distract me and it felt like it was grating on me. I then tried breathing meditation, where you just become aware of your breath. You sit and you just become aware of your in-breath and your out-breath, and I found that so boring, and I didn't want to do it. I tried walking meditation, but I also went off track with that, and I just started to walk rather than being aware of my walking. So that was the main challenge I had, that I would try to meditate, but it would either bore me or I would get distracted and I couldn't do it. And I would feel a sense of frustration rather than a sense of like I was achieving anything. And I think a lot of people experience that, and I think a lot of people are put off meditation because of that. I continued the search because I really felt like I needed to get some rest. My mind was racing, it was like a washing machine, and I just wanted to have some peace. I went for lessons in Transcendental Meditation, and that really hit the spot for me. Transcendental Meditation was developed by a yogi called Maharishi, and what he did is he took the techniques of Patanjali's, which is another kind of Hindu spiritual teacher, philosopher, and he developed it into his own product, which he then marketed and sold to the West in the 60s. So these days you can learn Transcendental Meditation, but it's very expensive. And it's basically a type of mantra meditation, which is something that's from the Hindu tradition, and you are given a word by your teacher, a mantra, which doesn't have any meaning, but it's unique and special to you. So you're given this word, and all you do is you close your eyes and you repeat the mantra over and over again. And then when I started to do this, and I experienced the same thing, that I would become distracted. I have to clean the kitchen, I have to feed the dog. But the teacher told me that this is normal, and whenever you get distracted, you just come back to the mantra. And what that did for me, first of all, it worked, because it first of all felt like it's okay to become distracted, and second of all, I had something to hook my awareness to. By repeating the mantra, I could just continue forward. So if you think of your mind as an elephant, or if I think of my mind as an elephant, I was uncontrollable and just running all over the place. It's almost like leading the elephant in a certain direction, with pit stops in between, which are the thoughts of distraction and the interruptions, but then always being able to move forward and leading that mind forward. And what I discovered is that would really give me a sense of direction in terms of the meditation, and it allowed me, when I continued to do it, to actually almost dive down. I really had that feeling that my mind, my consciousness was diving down past all this surface noise of you know, getting new kitchen knives and vacuuming the living room and diving down into something much deeper and greater and quieter and more nurturing and more fulfilling and calmer. And I got to that place for seconds before I lost it, but those seconds were more restful to me than days of sleep. And it was when I got that rest that my spiritual gifts blossomed and became developed again, because I was able to actually access them. And that was important for me, and when I found that, I knew I had found what I was looking for. Now, Transcendental Meditation is something absolutely that's wonderful, and the teachers who teach it are fantastic, but it does come with a price tag. There is, and I've already mentioned that it is based on the teachings of Patanjali's, and it might be Patanjali or Patanjali's, but there is a website which actually teaches the technique that Transcendental Meditation is based on, and it does that free of charge. And that website is called aypsite.org. I've been recommending this to people for years. It's aypsite.org, and that has 500 lessons on it, and that teaches you the precursor to Transcendental Meditation, which is very similar, and it's also a mantra meditation, and it gives you the mantra and it helps you, it teaches you the technique. You don't need to learn all of the 500 lessons. There's a couple you read and you have the meditation technique. That is the one I would recommend, and that is the one that I feel you can practice if you're in need of peace, if you're in need of that mindful quietness that I needed. And I knew I needed it. That's why I was on a search to go find it. So if you're someone like that who wants some kind of peace of mind, then that's what I would recommend. Now remember, I'm a triple earth sign. I'm very practical. I'm very I like to have something to work towards. It may be that works for me because of the way I am as an individual. Some of you will feel that breathing techniques, mindfulness techniques work much more effectively for you, and that's okay. And that's why I would encourage you to explore. But I would also encourage you to look at my technique, because I know that's successful. If that doesn't work for you, continue to explore until you find what it is you're looking for, because meditation is really a gift. And to build a relationship with the universe, the creator, is the main purpose of life, because you get the power that you don't have within yourself. You get in touch with your life purpose, you get in touch with what you're meant to be doing, and you really activate your soul, your spirit, and bring in that power of the universe into your life and thereby transform it. It's really, it's the most important thing that you can do in life. Now, actually doing it on a day-to-day basis, that's another thing, and that's something that I have to work on. But it is extremely important, and I would recommend that. Before I go, I want to show you where I am. You can see Gog and Magog, the two ancient trees that are just outside Glastonbury, and I've just been down there and touched the bark of one of the trees and really felt the ancient strength of that tree, which has witnessed thousands of lives, incarnations, years. And I'm just outside the tour here. The story behind that is that those two trees are the last remnants of an alley or a street of oak trees which led up to the Tor, which Druids used to use in their ceremonies, or Druids used to walk through on the way to their ceremonies that they did at the Tor. So they're very old, they have a lot of history associated with them, and I just got a real feeling of groundedness, of structure, of strength, of ceremony, of tradition. It's a powerful feeling. So I hope the information on meditation is useful.